अच्छा सुनो, सब्सक्राइब करते वक्त ना घंटी बजा देना ताकि जब मैं ऑनलाइन आऊँ तो तुम्हारे फ़ोन की भी घंटी बजे।
The Redmi Note 6 Pro. Now, Xiaomi had quite a good success with the Redmi Note 5 Pro. It was quite a good smartphone and it has now announced the successor to that, and there are quite a few changes, although it has kept the design and most of the specs very similar to the Note 5 Pro. It hasn't really done many changes to that because, why fix something that's not broken, right? So at the back you'll see most of the specs are mentioned, and first of the thing that is different is a dual front camera. So the Note 6 Pro's selfie camera, that is a 20 megapixel resolution, is accompanied by a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Also, the screen size, as you'll see, is 6.26 inches and it has a notch as well. Other specs are mostly similar. You'll see it has a Snapdragon 636 chipset and comes in two options, one with 4 GB of RAM and one with 6 GB of RAM, both having 64 GB of internal storage, which is expandable via microSD card. Anyways, we'll take a look at the full specs now. First, quickly, let's take the phone out of the box and take a look at the design of the Note 6 Pro. So Note 6 Pro is largely similar to the Note 5 Pro. You get a fingerprint scanner at the back in the center, dual camera setup on the left side, and dual LED flash put between the sensors. The back plate is metal while the full phone body is done in plastic. Buttons are quite tactile, and at the front you'll see this time around it has a notch display. The notch is not very small, though we'll take a look at that in a moment, but thankfully the phone has a headphone jack, which the Xiaomi Mi A2 missed out, so that is quite a relief. At the bottom the phone still has a micro USB port with a single speaker grill, and it still sports dual microphone for noise cancellation. There is also an IR blaster at the top. Let's quickly power up the device and take a look at the other box contents quickly. So first up, you get a SIM ejector tool, then you have a back cover bundled with the phone. There's an information leaflet that tells you about the warranty you get on the device, and another one that tells you how to set up the smartphone and what are the safety information. Next, we'll also try, the back cover has a slight black tinge to it, and if you put it on, the cover fits perfectly, and you would require to prevent the phone from scratches, although the phone will not be protected against drops because it's not really a hard case. Anyways, the micro USB cable has good length and quality, and there is a 10-watt adapter bundled with the device, which is not really a fast charger but will charge the smartphone faster than 5-watt chargers, although at this price many of the smartphones nowadays are bundling fast charger and support fast charging. As always, you don't get any earphones inside the box. So the Redmi Note 6 Pro, as per Xiaomi, also has a nano coating on it, which is repellent to water. So it's not really water resistant, but it will be repelling splashes of water which may harm the phone. Also, the SIM tray on the phone is a hybrid one, so you can either attach 2 SIM cards or add expandable storage alongside your primary SIM. So these are the two areas Xiaomi could have improved. It could have added fast charging on the device, and it could have given a triple slot tray to add both SIM cards and expand the storage, but sadly that is not really the case on the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and what you get instead is a slightly better screen to body ratio. The phone runs latest MIUI, that is the MIUI 10, and once we set it up we'll take a look at that. But before that, you take a look at the full specs of the Redmi Note 6 Pro. Okay, so I've set up the Redmi Note 6 Pro, and let's take a look at the notch now. So the phone has dual front cameras, and to place that, the phone has a wide notch as well. Other than that, it has the earpiece and the ambient and proximity light sensors. Build quality of the smartphone is quite nice. It's very similar to that of the Redmi Note 5 Pro, and if you take a look at the fingerprint scanner speed, it is also very fast. I mean, Xiaomi phones have been known to give you a very fast fingerprint scanner experience, and that is the case with Redmi Note 6 Pro as well. It opens the phone in blink of an eye. Now that we have talked about the design, let's talk about the display on the smartphone, which has Full HD Plus resolution, and the contrast on the display is also very nice. We compared the Redmi Note 5 Pro with the Redmi Note 5 and saw that despite having same resolution, the Redmi Note 5 Pro has a better display. The MIUI 10, as you can see, has many facial changes, like the brightness bar now is much more easy to access. It has more area on screen for it to be controlled, and the drop down menu or the toggles also have different styling. Now the notifications appear just below the toggles, and they also have a much more rounded appeal. Now if you take a look at the settings menu, you'll see the menu has been rearranged slightly. The about phone goes on the top, and you can see all the specs mentioned about the phone. Out of the box, it runs the MIUI 10.0, which is built on top of the Android 8.1 Oreo, and the security patch level is 1 October. Out of the box, the phone has 52.56 GB of user available storage. Next, all the features are still present on the MIUI 10, that is the dual apps feature or the app lock. You can lock any app and open it with your fingerprint. And with MIUI 10 comes a lot of third-party apps as well. There are a bunch of apps pre-installed on the. It has same resolution, and the sensor in fact is also very similar. It has good autofocus capabilities. The autofocus is quite fast and quite accurate as well, and the shutter is also very quick. The camera captures a lot of details, and we have already done a thorough testing of this one on the Redmi Note 5 Pro, and it's amazing camera for the price. So this is the Redmi Note 6 Pro, guys. Not really a great upgrade from the Redmi Note 5 Pro, but still a great smartphone nonetheless, because the Note 5 Pro is a tried and tested piece of equipment, and now it comes with dual front camera which actually work to take good background blur on selfies, although the display quality is still very similar, which is quite good. And overall, Xiaomi could have included fast charging on the device, or could have included fast charger as well inside the box. And one more thing that could have done was include triple slots on the tray. But again, the Note 6 Pro would be a great value for money smartphone like the Note 5.